1 and request your free Support Your Local Police info packet. That's 800-JBS-USA-1 and request your free Support Your Local Police info packet.
Some colorful plants to brighten up your home. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
This is my farm, and on it I'm raising corn. I'm raising soybeans, and sometimes wheat. I'm raising chickens, and a few horses. I'm raising catfish and crappies down at the pond. But above all that, before everything else, I'm raising my kids.
You're a parent first, farmer second. Do all you can to make your farm safe for children. Visit cultivatesafety.org for help protecting the most important thing you will ever raise.
Hi, I'm Greg Peterson of the Peterson Farm Brothers. If you've seen our videos, you know we're proud to be farmers. Farming can be dangerous. Never assume location or depth of underground utilities or pipelines. Before you start any work on your farm, call 811 or visit clickbeforeyoudig.com to have underground lines located. It only takes a minute and can save your life.
Never assume the location or depth of underground lines. Always call 811 or visit clickbeforeyoudig.com before you start work. A message from the Pipeline Operators for Ag Safety campaign.
If you're looking for a plant that will add a little kick of color and create a statement of its own inside your home, be on the lookout for some of these beauties. Aglaonema, also called Chinese evergreen, provides incredible foliage color in yellows, greens, and white, suffuse the shiny foliage with a beautiful blush of rose red running down the center of each leaf. The color variation of the Nero regalia guacamole plant is unreal. The shape is architectural and the care is minimal. It has small, arching yellow-green leaves that have intense burgundy bands. It's compact enough to cluster several in a pot or to simply showcase solo on a minimalist shelf. The Philodendron Birkin is a stunning new philodendron whose creamy, one-of-a-kind variegation appears almost white as it unfurls large pinstriped leaves on an upright plant. The variegation of each individual leaf is dramatically different and adds to its appeal. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Partly sunny today with a passing shower and a high of 82 to 84, then mostly cloudy tonight, low 71 to 73. We'll have some sunshine Friday, then turning cloudy with a thunderstorm in the area in the afternoon, high tomorrow 80 to 84, then mostly cloudy Saturday, high 80 to 84. Expect showery weather by Sunday evening through late Monday night. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Veterans Day in the U.S. is also known as Armistice Day in other parts of the world, and it honors the many military who have fought for freedom. It is also the anniversary of the signing of the armistice that ended World War I. Major hostilities formally ended at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918. The folks at the Voice of South Marion join you in remembering military past and present.
It is time for Veterans News with the good folks from Veterans Helping Veterans. Hank Whittier, Gary, they're here on the line with us. Gentlemen, good morning to you. Are we there? Did we lose them?
You know.
There they are.
Not over yet, though. Listen, besides that, we have Joyce Rose with us, and Joyce heads up a program for us, which we'll be talking about in a little bit. But I'm a little sad on Thursday mornings because we do have casualties, which I wish we didn't, but we do. So Gary's got the list. Go ahead, Gary.
I'm going to start with the firefighters. We have firefighter Harold Boone, who was with the Monroe County Emergency Services in Forsyth, Georgia. His end of watch was November 2nd. Firefighter Boone was a victim of COVID-19. And we have, going to law enforcement, we have Deputy Sheriff Raul Gomez, who was with the Wharton County Sheriff's Office in Wharton County, Texas. His end of watch was October 26th. He was also a victim of COVID-19. And we have Corporal Avery Hillman of the Crisp County Sheriff's Office in Crisp County, Georgia. His end of watch was October 31st, and Corporal Hillman was also a victim of COVID-19. And then we have Corporal Daniel R. Abramovitz of the Leavenworth County Sheriff's Office in Kansas. His end of watch was October 30th, and he was the victim of a vehicle crash. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to the families of this firefighter and these law enforcement officers. If we can do Amazing Grace and Taps.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
You know, fellas, that's the third time within 7 days that I've heard that. I heard it last Thursday when I did the show with you guys. This Thursday as we honor those who have fallen with the Indo Watch. And then, Hank, as you know, last Friday morning I heard it again outside of First Baptist Church here in Ocala for Chief Greg Graham's celebration of life.
Yeah, and listen, you know, it's a haunting melody I've listened to, probably heard it 1,000 times, and then had some things that really kind of tug at your heartstrings. But it's about honoring those who serve this country, or in this case, in Chief Graham, served the country and served his community. So, for sure. Hey, by the way, you probably is your dad? Your dad was a Marine Corps gunnery sergeant.
Yes.
Is he buried in a national cemetery?
He actually is buried in the family plot in Jacksonville in Evergreen Cemetery.
Okay.
That was his wishes. So.
Okay. You might have heard it then too when they.
It was definitely one of those funerals, and it doesn't get any easier because it takes me back every time I hear it. It takes me back to that day when we put my father to rest.
Yeah, and you know, your dad served. I guess he made a career out of the Marine Corps. He served. We appreciate his service. Didn't know him, but we certainly appreciate his service. I met a guy yesterday who did something nice for us over here, and he was apologetic because he served in the reserve. So you have nothing to apologize for. You served your country. You did what you were asked to do, and you ought to be proud of your service. And that's true of it's true of the reserves. It's true of the National Guard. People do what they're asked to do, and they do it honorably. You know, they have our respect. So the other thing is, I've known you for how long, Tom?
7 years now, 8 years.
7, 8 years, and I've been wondering for 7, 8, or 8 years about what happened to you. And now you told me you had a Marine Corps dad, and I. So.
Yeah, well, you know,
the brain damage is from the dad, right?
100. Well, the mom did a lot of damage too, believe me. But I was probably a kid that needed damage.
Oh, I have no doubt. Listen, you're an adult and you still need it.
100%.
Okay. Hey, listen, we got a couple of new programs over here, and one of them is a housing program that Joyce Rose who is, people probably know Joyce through the VFW and the American Legion, and she's been with us for a couple of years now, which is not always something I'm willing to tell people. But she's got a new program she wants to talk about, because not even though we have dollars available, not everybody qualifies for it. It's a housing program. So I want her to talk a little bit about the program, and if you qualify, and then we want you to come over and talk to us about it. Joycey?
Okay, I also want to say that the commander of Post 4493 passed away last week due to COVID, too.
Yeah. So.
Sorry.
That's okay. The COVID is still taking some good people, and, we need to be aware it's out there.
Okay, let me get my druthers back. But this is a federally run grant that we received through the county to help with the emergency solutions during COVID, people losing their homes, unable to pay for their rent, unable to meet utility bills, transportation bills, or supplies. And the grant is broken down to different parts. We have rent assistance, financial assistance, supplies, and transportation vouchers. There's certain things you have to pay to meet the criteria. You must be at least 30% or below the median income, which we have, which is a little bit better than last year's, but not a whole lot. And you also have to be assisted for at least no more than a maximum of 12 months. For rent assistance, the participant must have a current lease, and payment shall be made to the landlord only. Proof of payment shall accompany the reimbursement request to the county. For financial assistance, payments shall be made to the vendor's businesses. Proof of payment shall accompany the reimbursement request to the county. And and in the county, once we pay it through Vets Up and Vets, we have to send a purchase reimbursement request form to the county for our payment to get it back, so that we can help all these underprivileged and low-income veterans. Our goal is to serve the veterans to meet unmet needs of their utility payments, emergency gas cards, food and work-related essentials, to improve their living conditions of all veterans, and to provide rent assistance to veterans at risk for eviction. Now, when you come in, there's going to be a lot of forms and papers to fill out, like we've always done. But for this special project, we have to make sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and we have all the information that we need so that we can get the reimbursement from the county.
Anyway, Tom, sum it up. We don't ask for documentation for our, because we want to know your business. We've got to comply with what the grant calls for.
Right.
So that means asking questions and getting the documentation we need, because we're anxious to help people out and anxious to spend that money, but you have to qualify. You have to be very low income. You have to meet those guidelines. And additionally to that, when we ask you for documentation, you absolutely have to provide it for us. Otherwise, our hands are tied and we're not able to assist you. It's not, again, it's federal dollars, and when you get federal dollars, you're going to have paperwork, more so than we normally have. Okay. So, Gary, what else is happening? We got some things coming up for a Turkey Day and things and all that.
We sure do, and I just want to add to what you just said, Hank. In any paperwork that has these kind of sensitive questions, the confidentiality here is checked, double checked, and triple checked. So you don't ever have to worry about people seeing it that wouldn't need to see it. So don't let that be a hesitant to you.
Or it shouldn't be anything that you're ashamed of.
No, definitely not.
Everybody goes through hard times, and that's why agencies like this exist. There are other agencies too, and they all, we want to help out, but you gotta work with us so we can help.
Thanksgiving is coming up, and we're blessed with having to be able to provide turkeys and all the trimmings that we can muster. What you need to do if you're not on our list, you need to give us a call at 352-433-2320. Don't wait. When you call, You want to ask for Susan Creel. If Susan is not here, please ask them to take a message and make sure you leave a good number she can get back with you. We have lists, and when the lists are filled, of course, the lists are filled. But right now we have spaces, good turkeys, good food. You can make your own Thanksgiving dinner. We'd love to be able to help you. It's our pleasure, serving other veterans. This is, really our enjoyment of our employment here. When we get to see them, we're veterans ourselves, we're spouses of veterans. When we get to help another veteran, it just makes our day, because we're a brotherhood and a sisterhood of people that love this country and have served this nation. So we want you to have, in spite of the COVID and everything going on, Tom, we want you to have the best Thanksgiving dinner this year that you've ever had.
I think that what y'all do with the Thanksgiving dinner is great. Hey, speaking of helping veterans, I need to help this segment by going to a break so we can continue doing this segment every week. So stand by. We'll be right back after this timeout with Veterans News on WOCA 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Ocala's Appleton Museum of Art has reopened to all visitors. See the world-class permanent collection and special exhibits, including photographs by Bruce Mozart and mixed media by Christina Deanne. Hours are Thursday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sundays, noon to 5 p.m. The museum is closed Mondays through Wednesdays. Masks are required, and visitor occupancy is being monitored. For more information, visit appletonmuseum.org.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving. Two Men in a Truck.
WOCA. Ocala. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA, 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
We're back on Veterans News, and let's go join the nice folks at Veterans Helping Veterans, Hank and Gary.
You're probably talking about me when you say nice, aren't you?
I was actually talking about the young lady you had in the room.
Yeah, we got two young ladies. We got Joyce, and now Jinky just walked in. And, Jinky's on our board of directors and does lots of good fundraisers for us. Thanks. But Monday, and I'll let Gary give you the details, Monday a bunch of us are heading out to one of the nursing homes, and I kind of encourage other folks, don't forget those veterans who are in nursing homes and care facilities or hospitals. A visit really lifts their spirits, makes them feel good, makes them realize that they're not forgotten. I know Monday is not the holiday, but that's the day we could kind of squeeze in, because on Veterans Day itself we're kind of busy, but we're going out just to say, thank you for your service to those veterans out at one of the nursing homes. And Jinky and I, we're bringing a big cake and patting some people in the back and got some pins. And Gary, you want to?
Yeah, we're going to go out there and have some fellowship with them, and we're going to have cake, and we're bringing flags and pins, and and just going to celebrate. And, unfortunately, due to the COVID stuff, this is going to be on a lesser scale. There's been times we've brought, 10, 15 people, Hank, to some of these places, and we've had these older veterans, especially, World War II veterans and stuff like that, sitting outside and being able to serve them cake and to salute them, to bring young people from the high schools there. We've done a lot of stuff with folks, that are in them kind of care facilities because, we want them to know they're not forgotten and they're loved. And especially in this time, Hank, for the COVID, the relatives, aren't even allowed to visit, on a regular basis. So, if we can support them in a way like this, it does my heart good. It's something that we do on an ongoing basis, not just Veterans Day. We work with several agencies, the different hospices, several nursing facilities, several care facilities, assisted living facilities. And I'm proud of it that these veterans are not forgotten because, when you're sitting there and you could be lonely and just that one day to have people, especially from your branch of service, that you can share the war stories with. I think these older folks have a good time. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, they do have a good time, and we have, better yet, I have a good time because I don't get out much. So no one ever invites me.
We don't let you out much.
No one invites me. I don't, don't invite Hank. You guys go every place. But, if you're going to do that, check with the nursing home, see if they want you, particularly these veterans groups, guys and ladies, you're in these veterans groups. We're supposed to be out working and helping our brothers and sisters. Those are the things we're supposed to do, make them feel better about their situation. But check with the nursing home first and make sure it's okay to come in. In this case, the nursing home actually invited us out and asked us to do something. So, we'll all be out there and proud to do it. So you tell Joe that if he's got nothing to do on this too, and he probably has nothing to do. So.
Well, now that's Monday, correct?
Yeah, this Monday we're going out, but of course, Veterans Day is Wednesday, and by the way, I know you're anxious to know this, Tom, and you probably already know this.
Tuesday's a very important day.
It is a very important day. It's a day that your dad and I'm sure you know about. And what day is that, Tom?
Well, that's the day that the taxi service guys like Joe have to realize that the best branch of the services is its birthday, November 10th.
It also happens to be Gary's real birthday. So the cake, we're going to have a cake over here, a Marine Corps cake, but Gary will eat it anyway. He'll swallow his pride and he'll swallow a lot of cake. Okay.
Well, Jesus loves the Marines, so Gary does too.
You know what I always tell, listen, all the services contribute, all the services did great things, but I always tell my Navy brothers that they took me to places I didn't want to go and left me there.
Well,
and they're still doing it.
I remember I went up, I guess it was probably 2 years ago. I was with County Commissioner Michelle Stone, and we were doing a tour of the VA and everything, and it happened to fall on the Marine Corps birthday, and they had a nice cake and everything there at the VA as well. So that, everybody understands.
Well, the story is, the other services are, but I have eaten cake. The Marine Corps somehow got cake to you in the most weird places. They two things you could always count on them giving you: cake and ammunition. Everything else was in short supply, but there might have been a few bugs and a little water in with the cake, and
it's protein, Hank, protein.
Right, we want to give you that sugar rush,
Anybody that'll cut a cake with a sword, I'll take a piece.
In any case, listen, it's a good time. And Wednesday is Veterans Day. For all you veterans who served, thank you for your service. We do appreciate it. And Jinky, I'm going to put you on the spot. What else do we have coming up?
We have a food drive for this Friday. It's called how do you call that thing? Food
drop
drive.
Off the food. If you got some extra food, just drive up to our little portico, our little covering outside of our double doors in front, and drop off any food that you want to donate.
From 10 to 12.
From 10 to 12. From 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, we'll be looking for you. And thank you in advance. Let me thank a couple there was Meadowbrook Church. They came in the other day with, I can't tell you how much. I lost track of how many.
Over a ton.
2,000 pounds of food.
2,120 pounds.
To Meadowbrook, and I believe it was the Veterans Club at Meadowbrook, but the whole church participated. Really outstanding. So they're one of the many people who help, and I know they help other folks. charity, Vets Up and Vet, did an outstanding job. We're well stocked, but always need more because we go through a lot of food. And he probably doesn't realize it, but Chris Blair donated a pool table to us a few months ago, and we were able to get a few dollars for that thing. He wanted us to make some money off it, and we did. And so that will buy a lot of food and pay some utility bills. So that's our former sheriff here in town, and I believe one of the best sheriffs we've had. So,
let me ask you, Hank. Let me ask you, with the winter months coming up, is it too early to start with things like blankets and jackets if you have those to give?
Not at all. I know it's hard to believe, but it will get cold. And what starts to happen this time of year, Tom, is we start seeing a lot more homeless people coming down, more homeless veterans. I mean, some of them tend to follow the seasons, but you notice a great increase. And what really we don't usually get a lot of is warm jackets. Blankets are welcome, but warm jackets are really something that, on a day like today, they don't need it. But yeah, they'll come January and February, and they'll be using it. Socks are always welcome. So you don't think about things just like people, when they donate stuff. Very seldom think about toilet. And paper is expensive, so for us to go out and buy that stuff, it's pretty expensive for us. But if you got a couple of extra rolls laying around, that would be wonderful. But again, we're here to serve the community. We're here to serve veterans, but we couldn't do it without the help of the community. So it's something where Gary tends to preach a little bit about that, but that's great. Everybody here. Notice, Tom, they never say what a pleasure it is to work with Hank. They never bring that up.
But I get people constantly on the street telling me how great Joe is. I think he may be paying people.
Well, he does. Yeah, Joe and I have a thing. We have a little kitty that we take a few bucks out of, and I have to pay these people to come into work. I mean, a little bit extra. They like coming in on the days I'm not here. I've got meetings. That's their thing. So
we got 30 seconds, Hank. Tell people where they can find you and how, if they want more information, they can get it.
Absolutely. Hey, buddy, we're at 2730 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Phone number 433-2320. We're here to serve veterans and their families, and we're proud and glad to do it. And as I tell everybody, Tom, every week, I want to thank you for your service, and God bless America.
100%. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, man.
That is Veterans Helping Veterans with Vet News. We'll be back after this timeout. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pride.
From weed to Arizona, flipping back to red